You're live.
Welcome everyone to the one shot of the night. It's your boy GM Demi. We got the Ace crew tonight. 2 new recruits, putting them through the rings, and our vets Sim and Ghost. We're gonna be playing a one shot called Lady Blackbird. It's a neat little system stumbled upon. Steampunk, sort of low magic system. Mostly sky pirates. But anyways, let's kick this one off. We'll do quick character introductions, and then we'll start with the first scene. So, let's start with Emma.
Natasha Siri walked through the streets of Elysium, filled with wonder and enthusiasm. The bustling streets were filled with merchants trying to shout over one another, saying the names of exotic foods and spices from their homelands to grab the attention of passerbys. Natasha stops after hearing a merchant shout about pickled cabbages to inquire further. Her traveling companion, Naomi Bishop, has to turn around yet again to keep her moving. So, what is a pickled cabbage exactly?
Well, lady, you see, we actually don't have time for this. I can show you this later, but we must meet the captain.
Alright, very well. There's just so many interesting things. Are you sure we can't buy anything? Just stop for a moment.
Once we get out of Imperial land, we can buy everything you want, lady. But, I apologize. I should really be referring to you as Natasha. We've got to be careful about this now.
Yes, of course, especially out here in public. So I'm entrusting myself to you.
I will do what I can for you. Natasha, of course. But come along. Can't keep dallying.
Thank you, Naomi. And she's going to rush forward, trying to keep up with Naomi's fast pace.
Alright, so, I guess we'll just explain that one. Earlier that day, Lady Blackbird, a royal of the Imperium, had, escaped with her loyal bodyguard, Naomi Bishop, from the palace. Naomi had previously worked to gather a crew to smuggle her out of the capital and reunite her with... Actually, you want to explain any of that? Or...
Yeah, so Natasha Siri, also known as Lady Blackbird, the princess of Elysium, basically. When she was younger, she was traveling the lands and was abducted by a pirate crew and held for ransom. During that time, she was regularly starved and beaten by a lot of the pirates' crew. However, one person kept standing up for her and looking out for her, making sure that she was fed and protected. He caught a lot of flack from his fellow crew members, but one day he decided to set me free so I could attempt to escape on my own. And as I left, he held back a lot of his crew to save me. Once I returned home, I looked through the news and listened closely for the name of Uriah Flint, the man who saved me. But it seems that through sheer luck or careful planning that he was able to survive. And today he is known as the Pirate King. Now, as the past few years, my brother has become more and more controlling of my time and my ability to do what I will. I have talked with my close friend and bodyguard, Naomi, to help me escape my home and find Uriah and reunite me with my love, I guess you could say.
Great. Pretty much sums that one up, so we'll move on to the other character introductions. Next up will be Ghost.
Right. Don't touch that, you todger! I just bloody fixed it! My name's Cale Arkham, chief engineer of this bloody rust bucket. Aye, she runs, but look at her. She's rough and tumble, aye. And it's only my engineering genius and elbow grease what keeps her from falling through the skies. Most everyone here are idiots when it comes to the proper working order of this contraption. But I'm a bloody savant, as they say. Captain Vance, he appreciates my genius and puts up with the nature in which I procure me supplies. I'd do bloody anything for the fella. Took me in when times was rough. So, long as he keeps giving me food, drink, and the occasional coin, old Kale will be on board this bloody beast till she breathes her last. Now get out of the way!
Great. Next up, our boy Sim.
The owl. Home, away from home. If there is another home. Gee, cruising speed of 160 knots. Flight speed 310 knots. How it happens, I don't care. Pretty sure that Kale doesn't like it when I get this puppy rolling. A few steam pipes pop. A few things happen, but she always holds true. Riding on twin coil induction fusters makes us kings of the sky. As long as we could dodge those pirates, we'll be alright. But nothing's too dangerous. I love danger. Everybody else seems to kind of hide from it, but, you know. Risky, reckless, cool. It's off. Well, to see what we have going on and how much fun we can have.
Okay. And finally, one of the newer recruits, Vaughn. Take it.
In 1972 EC, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade and into the wild blue on their transport ship, the Owl. Today, still wanted by the Empire, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire them. Cyrus Vance turns off the radio with a laugh. The advertisement has done wonders for business. It was a stroke of genius to run this on the pirate stations. He wishes he had thought of it himself, but unfortunately he can't take the credit for this one. Not all of it's true, of course. There was no escape. Instead, he left this time in the service with 18 months' time served and a dishonorable discharge. The trumped-up charges were real enough, though. 12 years of service down the drain faster than you can say WTF, all to cover some general screw-up. But overall, there's not too much to complain about. Business has been good this year, the Owl's gotten a few upgrades, and the credits for on hand to keep her fueled and running. The next job should be put them over the hump, and give the crew some much-needed time, credits, and R&R. Sure, there's some risk involved, and Cyrus can't quite get rid of the feeling in the pit of his stomach that always comes before something bad happens, but there's no reward without risk, and a simple pickup and drop-off should be a cakewalk.
That will round out our cast for tonight, so let's get into this. Let's take you back to that page. So as previously established, Lady Blackbird and her bodyguard have escaped the palace, and it's around noon now. They've been making their way through the slums, experiencing all there is to experience. The crew of the Owl, or at least the captain, knows that he has arranged a meeting with one Naomi Banks and one additional passenger to escort them out from the Empire's lands into the remnants to meet up with someone. Things were kept pretty vague about the whys, but I suppose with enough coin, enough money passed around, it didn't matter to you. So we'll start this one off as the crew of the Owls going about their checks or their whatever their last minute preparations are necessary. So we'll kick it off, yeah. I said it's about midday now. You guys are just waiting for your 2 passengers to arrive before taking off.
Alright, boys. This should be an easy one. We got a simple pickup and drop-off. After this one, it'll be time for a little R&R. I hope everybody has a good plan on where to spend their coin. I myself am going to get a hot bath, a hot woman, and some much-needed sleep.
End up spending all my bloody coin fixing these engines.
We got some money put aside for your engines, don't you worry. Things have been good this year. Can't complain. We've had almost 3 days of rest.
Oh, I can complain plenty. Just give me the time to do it. And part of it's because it is torture. And he just points at Silas. It pushes the engines too bloody hard every time, even when we're coasting. I'm down there covered in oil and lubricant. It's horrible.
I know. It's always a complaint. Now, Silas, I need you to take it easy before Kale has a freaking heart attack. How about we just fly straight and easy this time? This has got to be one of the easiest things we've had to do in quite a while. Especially better than that last time with that damn chick we drove around for God knows how long along that mine or that asteroid field. Then she comes back and says that she can't pay us. I'm not doing that again. We need some real coin, and this should be a nice, easy job.
I don't get to pick how I fly the ship. I just respond. But I tell you what, Kale, for your sake, straight and narrow. I'll keep it below 160.
I'm gonna hold you bloody to that. You fancy poncy little sort. Oh, you're lucky you're good at flying the bloody ship.
Gotta be one with the ship, Kale. Gotta be one with the ship.
Oh, bloody hell, you do an upside down twirly-whirly again, I will be one with the bloody ship. Caught in between the bloody cracks down there in engineering, oh.
I said hold on tight as I did it. What else you want from me?
You said hold on tight as you did it, not before. I was sitting there, putting my head damn near in the engine fire, and all of a sudden, I'm upside down. I've lost my wrench, my hand's caught in the wiring.
Well, it could have been worse.
I could have been fried inside, had cooked kale inside the engines.
We don't want that. How about this? I'll buy you a new wrench, and let's cut the argument until we get some more customers on board.
Whatever you say, Captain. Bloody
Straight and narrow. Straight and narrow.
It's around this time you, or maybe the 3 of you notice your contact, Cyrus, has approached with their customer in tow. Naomi Bishop glances around nervously. She sees you and approaches you with confident strides. By your side is a woman with red curly hair. Hello there. I presume Captain Cyrus Vance?
That's me. I presume Miss Bishop?
That's right. I saw your advertisement and I appreciate the work you're going to do for us, and I can assure you, you'll receive your payment.
Well, that's all we wanted to hear. I plan on having a nice, smooth, and easy ride. It's you and your guest, Miss Siri, is it? As I look strangely at her.
She's been looking your ship up and down, a bit dazzled by it all. As you say her name, she focuses on you, popping to attention. Oh, you can call me Natasha. And you was Cyrus?
Yes, Cyrus Vance. Natasha.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. This is my crew. Kale. And Silas.
Silas, do a little bow. At your disposal.
Kale will do a half bow. Aye, also at your disposal, but dispose of him first.
Now, who will fly the ship?
Oh, I'm sure we can find a trained ape somewhere in town.
I think the only one that you want to fly in your ship is the one that's going to go 30 knots at all times.
Now, boys. We can discuss this later. There's no argument. Silas is the best pilot around these parts. And Kale, you do miracles. We all know it.
Bloody right.
As long as you keep
But
yourself
anyway,
out the fire.
Why don't we escort our gets inside and get them to their quarters?
Right away, Captain. And then he'll lean over as he's getting ready to walk. Perhaps you should collect some money up front this time first.
Look, I'm not too worried about this one. They're going to be good. We just need to get there, and then it's time for a nice, breezy drink on a beach somewhere.
Beach. Like,
Or so I hear.
right this way, ladies. Allow me to show you to the quarters.
Thank you. And Natasha's going to follow you into the ship. Is that man always that dirty?
You get used to his smell after a while.
Oh, okay. And she's gonna hurry after you.
Naomi will keep close the entire time, not wishing to be within more than an arm's length away from Natasha's.
So, what brings you ladies on the pleasure crew on the Owl here?
Well, I've never actually been on the Wild Blue. We were able to save up some extra coin and we decided to go on a little trip.
Ah, excellent. Well, you couldn't have picked a better ship. After all,
It seems like it.
well, it is piloted by yours truly, so it is a nice, smooth ride. The quarters you should find to your taste, I hope. I mean, it ain't much, but it's still something.
I'm sure it will be wonderful. How long have you been piloting?
Oh, I have to say, probably came out piloting.
Oh! Alright then. Natasha's gonna kind of look at Naomi, like laughing a little awkward.
Yes. At least that's what my mom says.
How long have you been with Sir Cyrus?
Oh, how long have I been with Sir Cyrus?
Yes.
Let's just say as far back as I can remember these days.
My crew and I have been together for quite a while, yes.
Couldn't ask for a better captain. Yeah, let me take a look over.
Well, that's good to hear. We're certainly entrusting you all.
Yes, yes. Well, as long as Kill keeps the engines in check, we should be alright. And he'll go showing off some of the ship on the way to the quarters.
Natasha seems thoroughly excited to be here and to kind of see everything in the inner workings of the ship. And as you reach her room, I'm sure it's pretty small and maybe not decorated incredibly well, but she enters the room with just a glee in her eyes. as she sets down her bags and sits on her bed.
Unless any of you are gonna follow her in there, Naomi plans on locking the door behind her.
Before she does that, Cyrus will, as they set their bags down, Miss Siri, Miss Bishop, you would do me the honor. We'd be grateful to have your company at the dinner table this evening. The trip should take about a day, maybe more. Well, obviously, it would be pleasant to have a meal and some conversation later. If you have the time.
Natasha is going to look at Naomi, as if looking for an answer.
Why, Captain, it would be rude of us to decline. We'll need some time to unpack our things, of course.
Of course, at your leisure. We'll be taking off shortly, and after that we will prepare something for the evening meal. There's no hurry at all.
Do you have any pickled cabbage?
Not at this time. I did not know that was something that you nor anyone else liked, but I'll see what I can rustle up.
Thank you.
Hopefully you don't rustle up any pickled cabbage. It's so stinky.
Yeah, I'm not making any freaking pickled cabbage, I'll tell you that right now.
Well, ladies, I'll bid you adieu, and I'm gonna go up to the ship, to the pilot ship part of it.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
Kale, you want to prep her for takeoff, and I'll head out.
Aye, I'll go down in the hold. Give me a few moments, I'll call up to you.
Very good.
So as you all depart to your own stations or wherever you wish to be located as you prepare for takeoff, Naomi will lock the door and turn to Natasha Siri. Lady, what
Please,
are
just
your impressions?
Natasha.
Of course, my apologies.
They seem a capable sort. Hopefully we won't run into too much trouble and won't have to test just how confident they actually are.
Yes, here's hoping, but we should always assume the worst, plan for some sort of mishap during the plan. But I too am confident in their abilities. Just be careful around them. They are sort of unsurly sort, Natasha.
Of course. I'll try not to interact too much without you.
It's good to know, Natasha. I don't know if I can get used to that one, but I suppose I have to.
Well, once we're with Uriah, you can drop the charade. You'll have your freedom and you can call me whatever you wish.
I look forward to the day. Very well, shall we unpack?
Yes, I suppose so. And she'll start rifling through her things and getting what she needs for the journey.
Okay. And does anyone want to do anything else before we take off?
I don't think so.
Great. You guys go through your checks. The engines roar, kick on, and the owl in all her majesty takes to the skies. Vance, you know this to be a very simple trip, taking from Elysium, first stop at Haven. It shouldn't take too long to make it there. you've done this route many times. As long as you stay away from any of the... you don't want to go too low, too high. There's certain creatures, you know. The owl does fly a fake flag, right? In order to fly under the radar, I suppose. So it's gotten you pretty much what you've... it's gotten you where you needed to go in these recent years. No one has really called you out on it. You are a wanted man, so you have to keep a low profile, of course. And for about 5 hours or so, everything seems smooth sailing. You had mentioned something about a dinner. So I don't know if you want
Yeah, I will, I'll prepare whatever we have that's good. I'm not much of a cook, but obviously someone would have had to have been one, so unless somebody else happens to be a cook.
I'm your
I'll send
man,
that
Captain.
All right.
Nothing like having grease and oil already attached to your skin to cook with. So
Well,
yeah.
Kale, what do you think we have? What do we got in the pantry for tonight?
Oh,
We
bloody...
gotta have something good on this boat.
Bloody hell, let me check through and check the... start scrounging through. Alright, so, you'll be a bit surprised. We've actually got some meat for once. We've got... what is that? Well, it's mystery meat. It seems like it's good. Put that to the side. And potatoes! Loads and loads of bloody potatoes. That's what we've got. Meat and potatoes. Also, a few greens. No, not cabbage. What is that? Let's take a look. Just peas. We've got peas, potatoes, and some kind of meat. I do not know what it is.
All right. Well, here's what we do. We take the potatoes. We fry some of them up. I hear you got a lot of oil laying around. Fried potatoes are always good. We'll do something with the meat and the peas. Ooh, a little seasoning, I guess. What do we got? Let me look through the spice rack.
We've got salt, mate. That's about it.
Well, salt it is then.
Aye, really bring out the flavour in the mystery meat, whatever it is. Perfect. We'll get to figure out what the meat is.
Yeah. And don't forget this time, the green parts of the meat, cut them off.
Oh,
Just
right.
this time.
Right, yeah. I'll get right on that.
Thank you. And then we'll cook a dinner and lay out a spread. It won't be good, but we'll pretend it is.
Might I recommend Silas lay out the spread. I'm not fanciful. He looks like he's a fancy sort of man. So perhaps he could lay the spread out.
Silas, actually, you know which side the fork goes versus the knife and the spoon and everything else?
Fork goes in your hand as far as I know.
Here we go. How about I lay the table out? Silas, you help with the dinner. Get the good plates and use the not dirty rag this time. We'll set up the table, put everything together, cook whatever the hell we have, and then at some point I will call into Natasha's room when everything's ready.
Just for the sake of it, yeah? Let's have a difficulty 2 for setting up a nice spread, a very impressive display.
Okay. All right. So what do I got? Sneak hide. Camouflage. Can I use camouflage and forgery?
I wouldn't take forgery.
Imitate a good spread.
Yeah, I'm gonna camouflage our crappy food.
I'll take camouflage, yeah. I'm not taking forgery.
All right, camouflage and it's command soldiers rank. Hey, I got connections. At some point I was an officer. I probably actually went to these things.
Oh yeah, you've been in captains' what do you call them on Pirate? Yeah, you've had meals in fancier setting.
Yeah, so I'll use yeah, ranker connections and camouflage to try to make something.
Yep. You can also put in your ex-Imperial soldier. So ex-Imperial soldier, rank, and camouflage.
Oh, okay. So what's that? 3 dice. So I got 4 dice then.
That's correct.
Roll 4d6.
Difficulty 2. Pretty
Statistically, you shouldn't fail this. But you did.
easy. You did.
But I did. Yes.
So as you go about the spread, you remember your days in the military, and you begin setting up, but you look around at your utensils, and there are just a lot of stains that you can't get out, a couple of chips and glasses, and when the food finally comes out, it has an odd odor about it, but you don't quite catch it. You're accustomed to this kind of living, but someone more refined would definitely notice.
So I'll lean over. Hey, Captain.
Yeah, looks pretty good, huh?
We still got that cargo. Mrs. Henderson's dog. We found the pieces.
Please tell me that wasn't the meat.
I don't know. Just saying.
All right, well, just don't mention it.
Gotcha.
And if you want to throw a little extra salt on there, that might help.
Hope you cooked a good kale.
Oh, bloody hell, nearly burnt the damn thing. But if you want me to throw more salt on it, by all means. We've got plenty of bloody salt.
Something's got to take the smell away, the taste. I'll light a candle. That'll help.
Yeah, we can vent some steam into the room.
I'm not trying to make it a sauna. Although, maybe that would help. I don't know. We'll just let it go for now. We'll make do with what we got. Can't believe we're eating a dog.
Yeah, well. Meat's meat.
Not miss those days. When everything's ready, I'll call up to Naomi. Or Natasha too.
Okay.
So I'll hit the com. Excuse me? Mrs.?
So in our room, Emma, a radio kicks in. You can hear the captain's voice.
Natasha will answer it. Hello?
Hello, this is Captain Vance. Just wanted to inform you that when you are ready, the meal has been prepared in the dining area. Whenever you're ready, just let us know. We'll come up and I'll escort you down.
Perfect. She's gonna look up at Naomi, and I think by this point they're probably ready. But she's just kind of looking for confirmation.
Naomi sort of shrugs, but in nods.
We're ready.
All right, I'll be right there.
Thank you. And she'll put the radio back.
So I'll go up and get him and escort him down. Captain's duty and all that stuff.
So you escort us down to your nice, your very well set table and food. Natasha, instantly you can smell sort of a pungent odor coming from the table. You're used to fancy living, and certainly misses the mark by a long shot. Naomi, however, doesn't seem to really notice. This smells pretty good.
Good evening, ladies. Kale has made a nice feast of roast beef and potatoes. The beef was gratefully donated by Miss Henderson.
It all smells so lovely. Thank you so much for preparing it for us.
Of course. Go on, get some before the deckhands come by and start tearing into it.
Please, have a seat.
Sasha will sit down slowly next to Naomi and kind of follow her lead. Once she sees Naomi start eating, she'll fix her silverware and put it in its proper place and start taking small nibbles of first the peas and then the potatoes and then some of the meat. She's actually surprised by how mysteriously juicy the meat is.
Oh,
So, have you all been flying for long?
we've been flying for several years. Make a fairly decent living around these parts. Nothing particularly interesting about that. But if I may ask, where exactly you going to Remnants for?
Well...
I-
You about to say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was sort of stalling. If you have something.
Mm-mm.
Naomi will turn to Natasha and give her a smile. Well, Natasha here is, sort of like waiting for her to chime in.
I'm just so curious. I've read so many stories about the remnants, but I can't even really imagine it. So, with my first journey out, I wanted to just see what they were.
Ah, so the spirit of adventure has caught you, has it? I give her another kind of funny look.
Yeah, you could say that. Thank you again for all your help. I do appreciate it.
That was completely our pleasure. Isn't it, men?
Definitely. Phil, can you pass the salt?
Aye, here, take the whole bloody thing if you want. Spirit of adventure, aye. But I will say, after a while, depending on where you sit in the ship, it all just looks like clouds. I must say.
Well, I guess I'll get to experience that for myself then. Hopefully it's a little more exciting. Have you all flown in the remnants before?
We've done the run before. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I've heard
Silas
it
here.
can get quite dangerous.
It can if you have an inexperienced pilot, but Silas is far from inexperienced. We're hoping for a nice, easy trip. We can all get a little rest.
Straight and narrow. Straight and narrow.
That's right.
Absolutely. And she's gonna kind of give a quick glance at Naomi after they talk about like nice simple trip, straight and narrow, all that.
If you don't mind me asking, Captain, I've heard there are pirates in the Remnants, is that true?
Yes, there's pirates in the remnants. If you know how to avoid them, fly the right flag, and don't make trouble, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The Owl is quite a fine ship and faster than you'd suspect for its size. We don't normally have a lot of problems with pirates.
But you've run into some, at least on occasion, maybe?
Oh, of course. It's an unavoidable hazard of this business. Occasionally they come. Usually they can be bartered with. Pirates are surprisingly simple in their demands. Usually they expect a fight. If you show that you're willing to give them one, their demands tend to lessen. We've got some things put aside for these type of occasions, but as I mentioned, I don't anticipate there'll be a problem. Usually, as long as we suspect that they're coming, a quick burn, and they don't try to follow, it's not worth the fuel.
Have you ever been lucky enough to meet the Pirate King?
The Pirate King? You mean Uriah Flint?
Yes. I believe that was his name.
Yes, Uriah Flint. Quite well known. I can't say that I've had the pleasure of meeting his company, or perhaps the displeasure. Well, as I mentioned, I try to avoid dealing too directly with those type of pirates, but why do you ask?
It's just a curiosity, really. And she's gonna kind of look at Naomi for help.
Where you?
That's a pretty dangerous curiosity.
Well, don't we all like to live dangerously? She'll nervously laugh.
Yeah, Kale's gonna kind of be looking at the two of them a bit taken aback, because most people are not interested in pirates. Nobody on this ship interested in pirates, but these two seem, oh yes, interesting. So it's just kind of, I guess Kale wants to try to see if he can glean any kind of implications in the way they're acting, if they seem kind of strange with their line of questioning, like just body cues and things like that.
Sure. So we'll have Emma. Do you have any roles for hiding your motives? I suppose deception in a sense. And do you have anything Dale, for reading?
I have cunning, which gives me deception, misdirection. But I could also maybe add in charm to like help me convince them that nothing's going on.
I'll take those two, yeah. And I will be using one of Naomi's helping dice to help you roll by +1.
So I have
Plus 1.
46.
Yep, and then Kale or anyone else who wants to get a read on them.
I have burglar and perceptive. I don't know if burglar would apply, but perceptive's under burglar, so reading people, reading marks, that's all I could really think of is the perceptive portion of it. I'm not sure how that would, if that would or not.
Would I be able to
Perceptive,
give my
I'll
hand?
take, yeah.
Perceptive? Okay.
What's up?
Would I be able to give my hand?
Yeah, you can. It's sort of like a meta thing where you can add any of your roles to help people. You know, as long as you can describe it. You know, maybe you notice one thing in particular, and he notices something. You guys give each other a look. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would give them the. Alright, so me being curious and aware, I'd be looking for any slight nuances from them trying to hide something, possibly.
Oh.
No. Okay. So, Natasha Siri, you are very charming and very cunning and all that, but it seems this crew is on edge, perhaps. They seem to pick up on something. Maybe you don't notice it, but they definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of look quizzically, but I'd probably save that for after the dinner. So I just kind of go back with letting the captain make pleasant conversation, kind of shoot a glance over to Silas as well, and go back to eating.
I'll Silas will glance back and take that cue. Excuse me. So, yeah, I'm rather surprised you would have heard of Uriah Flint on Elysium. Where perhaps did you hear that name at, even? Not common for that world.
Oh, I've heard it in bars and from other travelers and in some stories. Just the name Uriah Flint and the Pirate King. It sounds so... What's the word? Not exciting, but intriguing. It's
Very
different.
interesting, yes.
Ah, I see. Well, I'm glad all that time hanging out in bars has given you such excellent information about the outer blue.
Can find all sorts in bars.
Well, anyway, to change the subject just a little. So what are you expecting to do when you get there?
I'm just looking forward to looking around, experiencing a new place that's not where I've grown up and what I've seen. Just seeing something so different than what I'm used to. It's exciting.
And you do understand that it can be a little rough in those parts, correct? Not that I doubt the competence of your friend. Miss Bishop, I'm sure, is quite a help, but have you made other plans when you arrive?
No, I believe we were just going to sightsee for a number of days. Spend some time, get to know some of the locals, try some food, and then head back. And she's gonna kind of like nod looking at Naomi.
Though we don't expect any trouble. I'm sure I can take care of us. I'm more
She's
than
very
capable.
strong.
Oh, well, that's excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I worry a little about dumping my passengers off in a dangerous area. You said you're coming back. Should we wait around? How long do you plan on staying?
Oh, you won't have to worry about us. I know you men are... I'm sure you're busy with other work and jobs. We'll find our own way.
Oh, it'd be no worry at all. No worry at all. Men, we could hang around there for a few days, or a little bit, couldn't we? Make me a little clear on the way back. I know we've been looking to take a break anyway.
Oh, you're the captain. It's up to you.
I'm just saying. As I give both Kale and Silas kind of a wink and a nod, and then I'll look back at Natasha and say, are you sure? I mean, we could easily accommodate your schedule, I believe. We've been looking to take a little time for ourselves after this trip anyway.
That's incredibly kind of you, but I believe that we'll be alright.
Okay. Cyrus will let that conversation drop for the time being, but he again gives Natasha a look of, alrighty there. And then I'll risk my life and eat some of the meat.
So I'll still go over at the ladies. Well, if you ladies get bored later on and you're a little pressure cruise on the owl, you can feel free to come up to the helm and take a look at everything. Maybe even take your hand at flying some of the ship here.
That sounds very nice, thank you.
Yeah, show you what she can do.
I'm feeling quite full, and frankly quite tired. Would you perhaps mind if I snuck away back to my quarters?
That would be not a problem, as you wish. I understand that travel can sometimes be quite draining. Perhaps we can speak again in the morning?
Yes, of course. I would like that.
Excellent.
I should follow you. Thank you for the mail, Captain, and I'm sure we'll take you up on your offer sometime. Silas, was it? Yes. If you excuse us.
And Silas stand up. Most definitely.
Well, I'll stand up and politely do the manly thing. Bow as they leave. Just a little. Tip our hat, whatever you're supposed to do.
Natasha will kind of do a small curtsy as she backs away and goes back the way that you had shown her. Once she's back in the room with Naomi, I imagine Naomi's gonna close and lock the door.
Yep.
Do they know? Do they know something? I feel like they know something.
It was a rather odd, pressing matter, but they haven't said anything.
Well, hopefully it will be a short trip and we can simply be on our way without much trouble.
Right. Maybe we should... I don't know how, but... make sure the ship is going where we need it to go. If they figured anything out, then... what if they try to turn us in, or... No,
Can't go back to my brother. It's not a life I want to live again. Perhaps we can go and sit with Silas, learn about the ship, and maybe make sure it's going in the right direction.
Do you think that would raise more sin? After we, turn them down, or...
Well, he offered. We can perhaps go tomorrow.
Right.
Or you could go down and we can just say that I'm resting and you're wanting to take some time with the crew. I'm not sure.
Whatever you think is best. She catches herself. Natasha.
I think I'd rather you stay with me tonight.
I'll be sure to stand watch, ever vigilant.
Thank you. I believe I'm going to try to sleep.
Yes, you need your beauty rest, so... sleep well, knowing I watch over you, as always.
Natasha gives a slight smile, although there is definitely a little bit of worry on it. She lays down, simply good night.
Good night, Natasha. And then we'll call over to the other guys. What are you up to after they made their departure?
Yeah, immediately after they left, Kale just... Well, after they'd gotten a ways away, he'd wait and see if they fully leave there. They're bloody hiding something.
What, two lady interested in pirates? I would think so.
Oh, Kale, Silas, I think you guys are just working yourself up like you'll always like to do. Bunch of nervous Nellies. She seems like she's just tired and trying to get from point A to point B.
I swear on everything I am, that being a crack mechanic on this ship, that them lasses are hiding something. They're not who they say they are, or they're not doing what they say they're doing. Something fishy about all that. Who wants to know about bloody pirates? We're out here all the time, crossing paths with pirates, and we don't want nothing to do with pirates.
Look, she's probably just read one too many books. That's probably all this is. And either way, it doesn't matter. They're giving us some coin. We're going to get them to where they're going, and that's going to be that. There's really no reason to read too much into this. You know, if you want, just make sure that there's no communications going out. I don't, on a side note, I don't know exactly, I mean, could you even have a shortwave or something like that? Is that even possible?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, is there any way to block it?
There should be ways. Whether or not the owl would have that technology is questionable.
Could we at least detect whether somebody was sending something over shortwave?
Yes, you can receive messages from off ship.
Okay. So, Silas, why don't we just keep the comms open, make sure there's nothing going out, if that'll make you feel a little better. But I really think you guys are reading too much into this.
Well, let's just say the last time we had a woman aboard, she didn't pay us. So,
Well-
You do have a signal mask.
Oh, we do have signal mask. Oh, yeah, actually, there's a ship description, isn't there?
Yep.
Let me look at the owl. Oh,
Just
yep.
throwing that in. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw on the wireless. So yeah, if you wanna run the signal mask and make sure nothing's getting through. But yeah, I know the last one didn't pay, but this one will. I'm not too worried about that. You saw where she came from. There's money involved here.
I'm just saying, Captain. Bloody watch yourself.
I will. Don't you worry about that. But for the most part, we'll just take a couple precautions and then get this over and done with.
Aye. Well, for what it's worth, I didn't seem to notice it was a dog, so there's that.
yeah, I'm sure Miss Henderson would like to hear about her dog.
Well, she can hear me gut rumblings later when I put him out. Ha! And so I'd stand up and... Oh, well. This thing's not going to run itself. I'll be going back down to the rig. Perhaps get a couple hours of shut-eye, make the deckhands do my bloody job for me, and then wake up and get them back into shape.
Yeah, I guess I have to go to the helm. Get that communication mask going.
Okay. So you go about your duties. There. It's maybe 2 hours. I'm assuming, Silas, you're still going to be manning that.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Oh, Silas, not Silas.
Oh, well, if you're going to be there as well, then that works out for me.
Yeah, I figure I'll just stay up for a while, trusting Silas to run, and I'll just stay on the bridge.
It's about 2 hours deep when you're reaching about the boundaries of Elysium territory, their airspace. But over the emergency frequency distress signal, not distress signal, but emergency broadcast, you hear an announcement come. And sorry. Yes, hello. This is the Hand of Sorrow, reaching out to all traveling ships. There has been a rather disturbing announcement made we're receiving from Elysium headquarters. It appears that Lady Blackbird has gone missing. We're going to be locking down airspace, so without proper authority approval, we kindly ask that you turn around and return the port. We apologize for this announcement.
Captain?
Well, we left Elysium almost a day ago. I don't see any reason why we would have to head out now. This announcement just came in. I mean, how many hours has it been? Like 12 hours or something since we left?
It's been around 8.
8? Yeah.
No, we're still in the Elysium airspace.
Well, I don't really seem to want to waste the fuel going all the way back for something like that isn't even our problem.
I understand, Captain. Get us out of using airspace as soon as possible, and
Yeah.
get on the wire there.
We'll just pretend we didn't hear this. We could have been out of signal range.
Kale,
Aye.
you're gonna need a little more power, buddy.
Oh, bloody hell, hold on. Let me crank the spriggets a bit and get the spare gears out in case you blow another gasket like the last time. Wait one.
Yep. Try to still keep it, I don't know, somewhere around 160.
Aye, I've got the gears out. Clangs, a bunch of clattering. Alright, go ahead. Put her as far as you can go without putting her in the red. Can only fix so much in the air.
Roger that. Alright, Captain, hold on tight. I'm gonna increase our speed and keep our eye out for any type of interception. And it won't respond to the communication. And with that, it's gonna flip a couple switches. Have a high boiler and increase the thrust.
You pick up your pace, and for about 20 minutes it seems you're in the clear, but then you get a notification that a ship is attempting to contact you directly.
Captain, we got somebody trying to communicate with us. I don't imagine it's not someone from the Elysium.
Hold on. I'll go to the comm, flip it on. Yeah, this is the transport ship. How can I help you?
Yes, this is the Enterprise. We have an announcement that we are not to allow any ships beyond the outskirts of Elysium territory. We ask you to turn around and head to port immediately.
Well, we're already, 8+ hours out of Elysium on a limited fuel budget with some cargo that is perishable. Is this really something that we need to do?
Yes, I apologize. However, fear not, we can send the supply ship to you, and your goods shall be reimbursed by the Empire. Fear not. But we do request that you turn around immediately.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not sure that resupplying is really going to be what we need. The supplies are needed badly. Medical supplies that don't last very long can't be easily replaced. Is there anybody I can talk to see if we can't just continue on our route? Again, 16 hours lost is a huge problem for the people who need this medicine.
Alright, Cal, what are you attempting to do?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm familiar with the ship's communications and things like that, being that I'm an engineer. As far as how it works, so what I want to do, in order to give my captain plausible deniability, is internally mess with any kind of outward and inward frequencies that we're currently receiving. From a roleplay perspective, whatever connections I have in the engine bay or in the mechanics area, I just kind of want to, mess around with some wires, maybe disconnect a few things to decrease signal strength for the moment. Again, to give my captain plausible deniability. Yeah.
Okay, you can head over to radio and work your saboteur magic.
Yeah, sabotage. I'm gonna say mechanic and trait mechanic and sabotage skill or trait, I guess, or tag. Excuse me. So that's gonna be mechanic trait, sabotage tag, and I will use one of my dice pool to make it 4 dice.
Okay, and we're gonna say, in order to make it believable and not obviously forced, it's gonna be level 3.
Level 3. Ooh, let me use 2 dice pool then. If that's alright. You're able to add 2 dice from it?
Yeah, you can spend them. If you fail the roll, you keep it. Otherwise, you give it
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 from my pool to make it. What is that? 5? Then?
Using mechanic, sabotage, and what else? And the base one plus your 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, as you are speaking, maybe mid-sentence, Cyrus, we're sorry, this is the Enterprise. Can you repeat? And maybe you start talking again, and then he says the same thing. It seems to be that your communications are being jammed by something.
Well, Enterprise, we can't hear you anymore. I'm assuming I'll take a no further contact as a acknowledgement of our situation. We'll file a report after we reached our destination. This is the Owl out. And then I'll talk to Silas. And go, are we being jammed?
It's possible. I can't pick it up. However, I would like to increase the speed some more and maybe dip below.
Yeah. Can I use tactics, maybe Imperial warships, and possibly sneak or something like that? But basically, try to figure out if there was a way. And I also actually have navigation and pilot. So basically, I'm trying to figure out a route that would be least likely for them to suspect we would take.
Okay, yeah, to give him the slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got like a million skills. I don't know how many you want me to use. I figure Imperial warships would let me know what they're going to do. I've got navigation. I've got sneak.
So you can do this one of 2 ways. Either, I mean, Silas is the pilot, right? You can give him instructions.
Yeah.
So if you want to use your stuff to help him while he does the maneuvering and all that, or you can do the rolls. I'll let you guys decide between the 2 of you who might have more chance of succeeding.
I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 skills traits that would affect it. What do you have?
Oh, well, not knowing what I don't got anything that would help me, like, say what well, I got Empire. I mean, as far as figuring out what they're gonna expect us to do, I don't have, like...
Oh, my bad. If that's what you're rolling for? I thought you meant, like, to actually give him the slip.
No, well, I
If
figure
you're-
they're not super close to us right now. I'm assuming if they're asking us to come back. So I'm trying to plot a course that would be less likely for them to try to figure out where we went if communications got broken.
Right. Yeah, go for it. I thought you were... Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use navigation. I don't know if sneak or hiding are just personal or if that applies to the ship. And I have Imperial warship, so I would know what they would do.
Your sneak and navigation are found where?
Under smuggler.
Oh, that would apply to the ship as well.
Okay.
So how many you got there?
I've got Imperial warship, sneak, and navigation.
What are we
And
trying to hit?
smuggler.
Uh,
Smuggler
and
itself gives
smuggling.
you 1.
Okay, and smuggler itself. So I think I've got +4 dice right now.
What's our difficulty?
If to properly give him a slip, that'd be pretty difficult, so I'd say 4. But then it'd be smooth sailing.
If I
mean,
get
we are,
help, I could add in some extra dice.
Good.
but I mean, we are actively trying to, so I could throw in my maneuvering and
Yep.
evasion.
I believe you can only add 1 help die
Yeah.
per person.
Yeah.
I give you evasion.
Okay, so that'll give me 5 dice.
So
what'd
the
you say?
last die will be your help die, so if that one fails, Sim, you don't spend a point.
Okay.
Yeah, because you use 1 from your dice pool to assist. I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so okay, I've got. What does that give me? 4 dice. 5 dice
Based
on my
on
own.
your tags, your skills, and then the help.
Yeah. So I've got 3 tags plus smuggler, which is 4 tags. That gives me 5 dice plus a help die is 6 dice. The difficulty's 4, so I'll use 3 of my pool
Okay.
and roll 9 dice.
Going big.
Go big or go home. Watch me still fail.
Ooh, you did.
Oh no.
You did.
Oh God, I have the worst luck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you come up with a fairly decent strategy. You remember your time in the military. You know their patterns. Unbeknownst to you, unfortunately, your information's a bit out of date. But you feel fairly confident that you've devised a decent strategy.
So, Captain,
Okay.
what you got?
Well, I'll punch in a navigation. Like we're gonna go this way, and I'll take over the helm for a second. Punch in the numbers that we need to use, and say, okay, we're gonna be heading blah 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 that way, and plot the course, and then take over the helm to get us going. This should be well off when any route that they would expect us to take, given what I remember of the patterns they use for patrolling. So if we can just stay on this course for a while and then veer back, we should be well out of any scanning range. They shouldn't find us.
Also, add the lost tag.
Lost. Rut-row, Reggie.
Is this going for all of us, or just?
It's gonna be his failed roll, but I guess in this situation it would count for everyone. Don't put it on your sheets, but just his.
If I do it on the I actually printed the thing out, so
Oh, yeah.
you want me to do it on the sheet?
It shouldn't have an effect. It's for my reference.
Okay. Okay. And then my pool. Oh, if you fail though, you don't use the pool, right?
Nope, and
That's
you
correct.
actually add another die to your pool.
Oh, all right. Cool. And fail even harder next time.
That's right.
That's how we roll.
All right. Well, I'll focus on with Silas's help on getting us to where I think we need to go. Obviously, how long will it take to realize that I screwed up? Or will I?
You charted a course, and it seems that you're not being pursued from what you can tell, and you're feeling confident in this. But maybe 30 minutes or so, Silas, you'll notice that things are a bit unfamiliar. It seems you've gone, your route is astray. You can't really identify markers, or you know.
Captain?
Yeah. What's up?
I was just looking around. Seems a little non-familiar here, don't you think?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? And I'll start looking out for markers. Do I also notice that what the hell?
Yeah, it takes you a moment, but you realize, shit, dude, I have no idea. Where am I?
I'll just be like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, it's alright. We can get ourselves back on track, stay between us. No reason to include anybody else.
Yeah, we are definitely off course. This was not what I intended. I am not exactly sure where we are right now.
Oh, we can figure
We
it
may
out.
have to head back in until we can get a signal and a marker.
You saying
Damn
you
it.
wanna turn around?
That's probably the safest choice. Here, I'm going to hand it over to you right, I think, if I can figure out where we are.
Oh, alright. I'm just gonna plot a course. I'll try to slide it, slightly veer it off a little bit, so we're not coming back to the exact area we just left. Punch the buttons.
I have a quick question. Did you, I remember someone mentioned it. I don't know if you guys went with it. Did you dip below, like a cloud level? Or...
That was up to the captain at that point.
No, I wouldn't think so. I was trying to stay just off a route that they would patrol. That was the goal, not to dip below.
Gotcha.
The ship's capable of dipping below, right? It's got acid protection?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
4
limited
hours.
time, yeah.
Right.
4 hours worth.
I'm trying to use that as a last resort. I'm quite sure that's hella expensive to repair. All right.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said before that?
Oh, I said I'm trying to use dipping below as a last resort. I would assume it's expensive to repair the
Oh,
ship
no, I mean,
after something like that.
prior to that, like, what was the last thing in character? Or, like, what's your next intention?
Oh.
The last thing character now I was doing was trying to navigate back on course by going back the way we came, but slightly off.
Okay, give me a, just a 1d3. Actually, give me a 1d4 roll for either you or Cyrus.
Would you like to roll them?
Nah, you go ahead. I failed 2 for 2. The dice are not in my favor.
Obviously, you never watched me play before.
Right. 2, 3. So, in the confusion while following your captain's orders, you seem to have drifted. You realize this now as you start heading back towards where you came, a little bit off. But you've definitely drifted a lot more north. In the not too far distance, once your signals start picking up again, you can identify there are a few Imperial ships not too far. They're of a higher classification than yours, your cargo ship. These are like the equivalent of like a cruiser. Like a sky ship cruiser.
Well, we should avoid those at all costs.
Oh, damn it.
It's alright. Maybe they haven't picked up on us.
Let's hope not. Do we have a determination? We're still in Elysium space, I assume?
You are. My apologies. I had you on the owl. I put you back on the wild blue. So you've drifted north. It's supposed to be a straight shot from Elysium to Haven, and then from Haven to the Remnants.
Okay. Damn.
So is that little cross where we're actually at now?
Relative. It's not like they're there, but yeah. You're off course.
Right. To fix the course, we would have to go straight past.
Oh yeah, you definitely
Light
passed by
points.
several Imperials.
Okay. Oh, crap.
Well, Captain, we could always try to outrun them, dip below, dip above.
Have they tried to
As-
signal us yet?
No. This is like you've just
Just come out?
situated yourself. You've identified where you're at. You finally hit connections. Comms are back up. So you probably have a few moments. These are gonna be dicey if you wait too long, but
No, we're not going to wait too long. How are these, can I make a Imperial warships roll? How are these ships outfitted? If we go below, are they equipped to follow us for any particular period of time?
yeah, give me a roll to realize this.
I've got ex-Imperial soldier, I've got Imperial warships.
It's gonna be level 2 with your knowledge.
So what am I rolling in? I just got to figure out how many dice, right?
Yep.
I think I've just got 2 extra dice.
Okay.
Imperial warships and ex-Imperial soldier, I guess.
Go for it.
So it's 3d6. Jesus Christ, I'm on a roll.
As far as you can tell, yeah, you should be good to go. You could probably outrace them. They probably can't handle below below the gas level for too long. You could probably outlast them if you had to.
All right, let me. I'm gonna call down. Silas, we better get Kale on the horn. I think we're gonna dip below and just try to outrun him from below. And get
Roger
past
that.
the blockade.
Roger that, Captain. And he'll reach over and touch the button. Hey, Kale.
Aye, I'm awake.
Glad to hear. I got some good news for you.
Oh, I'm sure coming from you, it's good news. Go ahead.
But we're gonna go ahead and give it everything we got and go below at flanking speed.
Any particular reason why you're putting your chief engineer through this stress?
Oh, just some Imperial ships that we're trying to not come in contact with.
You said ships with an S at the end of it, plural.
Yeah, multiples.
How many are we talking here, Silas?
Oh, how high can you count?
Higher than 10. How many ships are we talking about, mate?
And he'll look up and look over the captain. Captain, how many ships do you think we got over there?
Well, we saw at least 3 when we came in. So, if
I'll
they're
go-
setting up a blockade, it's going to be more than that. Quite a few more.
Roger that. I'll go with probably about 5 or 6.
Oh, bloody hell. Alright. I'm gonna engage the engines and then, well, as far as I understand it, the hull's good to go. It's been treated before we left port, but don't spend too much more than a couple hours below. It's pretty rough stuff down there, eh?
Understand. Oh, and hey, Kale,
Aye.
you may want to hold on, buddy.
I'll get it going and I'll get strapped in. Oi, crewman! Take that thing off. You're not prancing around anymore. Get your damn seatbelt on. Get off the comm.
Captain, Kale's informed.
All right, I'm going to inform the passengers so they know to prep, and then we'll be good. Give me 30 seconds.
Understand.
Miss Bishop? Miss Siri? Sorry to bother you so late.
Naomi will open the door and she sees you there.
We've hit a bit of a complication. It's going to be a little rough now. We need you guys to buckle in.
Is it serious? And then Naomi will look over to where Natasha is sleeping. She'll head on over and start shaking her awake.
What is it?
We've hit, and I'll look at Natasha very closely, Imperial difficulties. We're going to have to make a few maneuvers to avoid the situation.
What's
We need-
happening?
Well, we had a bit of a miscalculation, and it looks like the Imperium is looking for someone. Surprise, surprise. To not be involved, we're going to have to take a few evasive maneuvers.
Alright then.
So we need you to buckle in.
Are there like places I can buckle in my room, or where would I do that?
Well, there'd be straps on your bed.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I came to the deck?
Do we have capacity for her to strap in on the deck?
On the deck? There would be like mounts on the wall that you can try. You'd be like strapped to the wall pretty much.
If you prefer, it won't be particularly comfortable.
She's gonna look up at Naomi and just nod. I think I'll be much more comfortable down there knowing what's going on than up here being unaware.
As you wish.
Thank you. And she's going to stand up.
I'll give you a second or two and then say, we have to head back quickly though. We need to make the maneuvers very, very shortly.
After you. She kind of gestures to you.
And I'll walk them back at a fast pace. Get back to the bridge.
Before heading out, Naomi will grab a couple of bags that weren't completely left unpacked. Natasha, you notice to be where she carries some of her weapons.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll head back to the bridge. I brought some company, Silas. They wanted to, I guess, have a first-hand view out of the excitement of the situation. I don't know.
That's
They're
what
gonna
this
strap it on the
whole
wall.
trip is about, isn't it?
Oh, excellent. Well, don't you worry. You're in excellent hands. We should get past this blockade. No problem.
Alright. Please, show me what you can do, Silas.
All right. Note that Silas is going to increase the thrust even more. And he's going to go ahead and start taking it below the atmosphere and corrosive part of it. And then greatly increase speed to full flanking speed.
Right. So as you decrease altitude, you can see the owl go below the surface and entering the lower depths. It's a lot denser, there's a lot of turbulence now. Those of you who aren't strapped in begin shaking left and right, very violently pretty much, thrown around, but you increase speed and it helps somewhat. It's very challenging, I would say, to pilot this in this condition.
Challenging indeed.
Wink, nudge, hint.
Alright, so how many would you like me to throw?
Challenging is
That's going to be
4.
4.
I will
Yes.
help, since I'm
Alright.
there. I can help as co-navigator or co-pilot.
So I have daring, steady, maneuvering, evasion, tricky flying, atmospherics. Well, any one of those not count.
You said daring, steady, maneuvering, what else?
Evasion and tricky flying.
I'd say the only one that probably wouldn't help is evasion. Actually, it helps with the situation, but not navigation.
I would say evasion sounds more like combat to me.
Yeah,
And then atmospherics.
I'll take that one, definitely.
Alright, so that's daring, steady, maneuvering, tricky flying, and atmospherics.
And your natural pilot, you had to tag from that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And the last die will be the help die from your captain.
Yep.
Excellent.
Let me see. What am I sure? Like I said earlier, the magic's mostly minor, so I'm not sure if you'd be capable with what you got.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I'll throw 2 of my dice pool on there and make an even 9 going across.
There you go. Still, the last die will be the help die, so if it fails, keep your point.
Gotcha.
Ooh, you're awesome.
Oh yeah, and your expertise and you're well tested, well vetted. You're easily able to navigate the lower depths. Um, you make your way back on track. You still have you reoriented yourself, so you know exactly where you're going. You manage to slip past a blockade without any problems, and you're down there for maybe 2 hours or so. Um, who would like to roll a D110 for me, please? Does any one of you?
I
Bottom
guess
key.
And
I
higher
will.
Give it to the Blackbird.
Yeah.
Get her done.
High or low
Um,
before you roll it?
I'm gonna say low.
Yes.
Yeah, great. So, 2 hours in, yeah, you're feeling pretty confident that you can go back up unless you want to press in further, just in case. You can feel your ship's taking a little bit of a beating, but you can manage for maybe another hour, certainly, and anything after that, uncertain.
Alright, so now, first question is, would that key of the Daredevil, would that have been hit?
Let me see,
Drive in dangerous situations, hit your key when you do something cool that's risky or reckless, or especially
I'd say it's risky, yeah.
Yeah, you dodged 3 Imperial cruisers.
in the acid atmosphere. Alright, I'm gonna look over at the captain. Well, Captain, been doing this for 2 hours. I think we might have made it through the blockade. Would you like to go a little longer just in case, or should I go ahead and pull us up out of the abyss?
Given our after 2 hours, given our location and the direction we were going, how are we out of Elysium airspace yet?
Yes, you've managed to reach the brink and put in a little bit distance between you and their jurisdiction.
All right. At this point, I'll be
You're back on about to even.
okay. Yeah, I'll say well, let's give it another 15 minutes and then we're gonna head up. We should be out of their space right now. They're not likely to break their airspace in a pursuit.
Excellent. Will do. As I reckon, we probably got a couple hours left of the coaster shield, so we should be well safe.
Excellent. Great piloting, Silas. I'm impressed. This is good even for you.
Thank you, sir. I do pride myself on my excellent piloting skills.
That was fantastic to observe.
Yes, I have the best crew around. I can say that without a doubt.
And he'll look over at the 2As. Off still stands. You're welcome to take the helm and test your hands at flying. Once we get above the abyss, of course.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't think I was quite capable of handling it in the abyss. But perhaps after.
And
Sounds good.
as you're having this conversation, thanks to the decision of your lovely Lady Blackbird, the turbulence on your ship, Silas, you notice picks up considerably. You've managed so far without any issues, but this is a telltale sign of something large, a large vessel perhaps, approaching you. Like the wind is breaking at odd angles. It's getting harder to keep steady. But you look over to your radio or your sonar, and there doesn't appear to be any ships nearby.
Captain, I'm getting some unnatural turbulence here. Permission to pull us up quickly,
Permission granted.
and without even slowing down, Silas is going to go ahead and do a quick break to the up.
Alright, you begin breaking up. Oh god, why is my music playing? You begin breaking up, pulling, but as you raise a couple of degrees, you pick up some altitude, you notice very giant. Yeah, you're right, Ghost. A very giant creature has emerged from the thicket of the gas, and it seems to be in pursuit of the owl.
Holy shit. It's about to get a lot worse, Captain.
Damn the luck.
What is that thing?
Yeah, what is that thing? Do I
Oh.
know?
Yeah, you would know. There are many dangerous large creatures, usually harmless sky squid, but this is one of the predators of the lower depths. Anything that moves, it goes for it. It goes to kill.
So I
It's
take it
just-
like that. That ship there would be a comparison, a correct comparison of our ship.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
That's your cargo ship versus...
Shamu. Oh
Great.
god.
It's damn it. That's a sky whale. It's a predator from hell. Luckily though, they're pretty big and not overly maneuverable. Do I have
Luckily,
any,
we have Silas.
do I have any experience at all with outmaneuvering these things? Or do any of us have any experience with that?
Let me see...
I don't see anything on my sheet that would indicate a knowledge of the...
Most people who encounter creatures like this don't live to tell the tale. There have been tales of people avoiding smaller creatures, but this is definitely a terrifying sight to behold. This is no sky squid, my boy.
Well, Captain, may I make a recommendation?
You may.
Seeing how big it is, I wonder if we can hit some brakes quickly and attempt to turn and maybe turn around and circle back. And maybe you just can't follow us.
I think outmaneuvering it is definitely our best option. If we can fly under or over and then make a hard turn, it may not be able to follow.
Understood?
I'm going to hit the comm for... do I have any idea how fast these things are, regardless of maneuverability?
This thing can easily outpace you, but you had a bit of a lead on it.
Okay.
So it's picking up on you as you have this conversation with your crew.
All right.
Its maneuverability, it seems like it'd be difficult for it to turn, just based on observation.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to just acceleration, this thing's got you beat.
Okay.
Unless you really pushed it, maybe.
Well, that's what I'm going to call down for. I'll be like, Kale.
Aye.
Yeah, we got a sky whale on our ass.
What the bloody hell did you just say, Captain?
Yeah, you know those big, hungry whales that float around out there? Yeah, unfortunately, we got the luck of the devil today, and we are sitting ass to mouth as we speak, without much to move. We're going to need some maneuverability, and we're going to need some speed.
Say no more, Captain. I'm getting out the juice now. You say when you need it, and I'll put it in there, in the engine. And we'll just go.
All right. Silas is doing this, so when you hear him say anything, just hit the button.
Tell that ponce little bastard to go as fast as he can. Don't worry about me down here. As fast as he can. Don't plan on being dinner.
Yeah, me neither. Silas, you heard him. Give the word.
Excellent. So as I imagine it's gaining on us, right?
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Vastly
quickly.
approaching, it becomes harder to identify a creature as all you can see is a gaping maw and a tongue and sharp teeth.
Alright. So what I'm going to attempt to do is pull straight up. Slam, cut all thrust. And maybe play air brake. Is there an air brake?
There is now.
It's gonna be.
You got a tri-valve reciprocal steam drive.
Yeah.
Twin coil induction thrusters. Of course you got
So then when he gets up, he's gonna slam on the air brake there and do a I guess it'd be a turn because I want to get behind it itself and then tail it. Basically, if we're behind it, it can't bite us.
Okay, this is definitely going to be an extreme roll. So give it everything you got.
Take my help
Anyone wants to
dice.
Help.
He can have one of mine.
You can have one of mine too. I can help with pilot. Can only one person give help?
Nope.
We can definitely give it. I would say just with engines would be mine. Putting in the go juice in the engines.
Yeah.
And I'll help with the piloting. With
Your
pilot.
flight speed is 310 knots if you really push it. And then, I don't know. What do you got, Lady Blackbird? You got anything?
Is there any way that I could use sorcery to cause like small flashes of light in front of its eyes, maybe? It's like
Yeah,
blinded
sure.
it
I'll take that.
stealthily, hopefully.
So that you're using your magic, which, by the way, this will be revealing to everyone that you are able to do such things. Isn't exactly common.
Oof.
But oh, you said stealthily, as in you want to hide it from everyone?
If
Okay.
possible,
If
yeah.
you're doing that, give me like a stealth roll first, and then I'll add your help die to the other roll.
Would being a master sorcerer allow me to try to stealth roll? Or like get an extra dice?
Let's ask the panel. I'm not so sure about that one.
What's that?
What do you think? Being a master sorcerer should help if her stealth.
I wouldn't even argue that. I would argue that we're all a bit fucking distracted right now.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. That's what I difficulty. You
I'm
know?
not paying a whole lot of attention right now.
That's why I said it's going to be a level 2. It's going to be pretty easy to do this without them noticing. But there is the chance of you failing.
Yeah. So do I just have 2 die?
To cast it? Yeah. Or to hide it? You got deception, you got cunning maybe, or misdirection and cunning.
Yeah, true. So...
Like, you're using your spell to help, so no matter what, you're using that to give him a +1 on his extreme roll. But this is just to see if anyone
Yeah.
notices you. So difficulty 2. To hide it. And there you go. So yeah, you're able to assist without them really knowing that you're doing so. So Sim, you got +3 help dice, and everything else you got going for you.
Alright, and what I'm looking at is daring, steady, maneuvering, evasion, tricky flying. Minus atmospherics, since I'm not sure if that would apply. Or would it?
Now atmospherics wouldn't help you here.
Gotcha. So just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're 5 plus their 3.
Yep. I'm
Plus
gonna add in
plus the
my
base
own.
1. If you
Yep.
so
So that's 6.
6, 3, and then so 9, and then whatever else you're adding. My math is right.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 plus 3. That's 9. And then I'm gonna. And what's our? It's an extreme.
It's 5.
Channel
5
5.
successes.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and use 4. Takes me down to 2.
13 dice.
Now, on the good side of things, I think.
Yeah.
And here goes nothing.
Oh, he's the man.
So as he increases the throttle, starts pulling up. All you hear is and pulls all the way up, and then he quickly cuts thrust, deploys the air brake, hoping for a quick stop, and then he's gonna turn the ship, hopefully to see the whale sail on by, and then he's gonna get right on the tail of the whale.
Yeah, you pull your maneuvers and you manage to slip behind the whale. You also notice, for some reason, that the creature was shaking its head and was blinking its eyes rapidly. You don't know why it was doing that. You don't have any clue that Lady Blackbird is responsible, but it was disoriented, which definitely aided in your success.
Awesome. And then once we get back on the tail, he's going to increase thrust to stay close to it, so that way we can mirror its movements for a little bit.
You're able to do so. Everyone outside, or everyone else, can see what's going on here, sees the creature. It doesn't appear to notice where you've gone. And you tail its tail.
And then I also got Secret of the Lucky Break once per session. I keep my pool dice when I succeed, so I'm going to take all 4 of mine back.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Now, can keys be hit more than once, or is it just one time until the buyout?
I believe you can hit keys more than once. I'm not certain.
If so, then I would hit that. I think that would definitely qualify for the same key that I just...
Yeah, unless you break your key, you can hit the key.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm back up to 7 dice total. And then once he gets it leveled off, he's... Everybody all right?
Thanks to
Yeah.
you.
Best damn pilot in the verse.
And he'll call on the Kale. Hey, Kale,
Aye.
you holding on this time?
I was strapped into my roll chair. I can't speak for the other crewmen. I haven't seen one of the deckhands since the maneuver, but I'm sure we'll find him one way or another.
Well, when you do, tell him I sincerely apologize.
If he's alive, I will.
Well, one dead. Better than all of us. And then... Well, Captain, I would advise that we mirror this tail, because as long as he can't turn around and bite us, we'll be alright, and eventually we'll be safe enough to pull off.
Yeah, no, I agree. Once it looks like it's no longer searching, we should be able to disengage and just leave behind it. What direction is it going at this point? Is it heading back in the wrong direction or the right direction or random?
It's not going the exact course of travel that you had plotted, but it's heading vaguely towards, it's sort of like between Nightport and Haven.
Okay.
A bit of a drift, a bit diagonally.
We will wait until it looks like it's going in a direction uninterestingly before breaking off.
Okay. You continue to tail it for another maybe 30 minutes or so before it begins to lower its altitude. Seems to have given up on its pursuit since it hasn't seen you in a while. You are approaching your time limit, or at least your safe limit down here.
Alright. We will maneuver up and out. As soon as
Roger
we
that,
can.
sir. And as soon as he'll slowly start breaking away from the whale.
Yep. You manage to lift your altitude once again. You can see the whale get smaller and smaller as you pull away from it. It speeds forward. you managed to resurface above the lower depths, back to familiar territory.
I'll call down to Kale. Kale, when you get a chance, we could use a damage assessment. Make sure we don't have any stressed parts, hull damage, or anything else that we got to worry about for the rest of this trip.
Aye, well, I can already tell you beat the bloody engines to hell, but that's nothing I can't fix. Now, as far as the outside of the ship for any damage assessment, I'll put on the big suit, and I'll do a little walk around, yeah?
You just be careful. We don't need any risks. Just making sure the ship's still in flying shape after all this. We were down there for an unintentionally long time.
Well, you know who you can blame for that, but that's alright. That's what I'm here for, to fix everybody else's mistakes.
Can only blame myself today. Only myself.
Alright, I'll do a quick walk around here. If you need anything in the engine room while I'm doing it, just call for McClintock. I'm telling him to handle things because he's not a complete idiot. But I shouldn't be going too long.
Got it. Silas, we need a slow and steady.
Slow and steady it is. I'll go 1 notch below 160.
Try not to blow him off into the atmosphere. He's small, hard to pick up. And then, yeah, we'll slow it down. I want to do an assessment just to make sure that we're in decent shape before we keep on going. How long were we down there total? Probably 3.5 hours then, after all this?
A little bit over 3 hours. You're coming up.
Okay.
You know your ship can handle 4.
Yeah, I'm just
but
being cautious.
You never want to push it to the limit.
Yeah. I'm being cautious to make sure there's nothing obviously wrong. If things aren't going well, they're probably not going to get any better. I knew that pain in my stomach wasn't a mistake.
Right, Kale, you do a quick assessment. You're out there for quite some time, but it looks like you've sustained minor damage. You're definitely going to need to do some patchwork after that, maybe apply a fresh painted coat, which is a pain in the ass, but fresh coat of paint, sorry. Nothing too serious. Probably your engine is more concerning than the exterior damage. Because your baby can only be pushed so hard before it gives up. You're definitely going to want to stop somewhere and do some repairs.
Yeah, go back down in and grab the first little shipboard radio. And... Alright! Bloody hell. So, I've done my walk around. I've got the assessment. How polite would you like me to be over the radio, Captain?
Oh, I look around. Ladies, cover your ears, please. Just give it to me blunt.
It's a donkin' mess outside there, Captain. Bloody hell, so many minor patchwork pieces put together. I'm surprised we haven't lost half the ship with all this crazy flying. Bunch of malarkey is what it is. Need a whole new coat of paint, need to replace several pieces of parts, and don't get me started on the shite going on down in the engine room. Holy hell, I'll have to replace damn near every cog I have in that damn thing. But... it'll bloody run. It's just gonna be... Don't take any goddamn risks. That's all I'm bloody saying. It's only so far I can stretch these Scottish miracles you keep asking me to make.
Silas will get down the comm. Hey, Kale.
Aye.
How much damage did the whale teeth cause?
Oh, not much I can see from that at all. Mainly it's the bloody radiation. Might have had a couple of specks here and there, but... Well, most of it's the bloody travel.
You're welcome. Anyways, click off again.
All right, Kale, I need an honest assessment. Could we do this again or no?
Do what again? Get chased by a bloody whale?
No, maneuver.
I'm assuming that protection doesn't
Even
refresh, right? Like, as far as the 4 hours.
No, until you do repairs, yeah.
Well, above shouldn't be any problem. Going below the depths, you've got maybe a half hour, and then you're gonna start pushing it. We'll all start getting sick inside this bloody thing. So, unless you're planning on making a stop somewhere so I can effect repairs if our guests are too bothered by such a prospect, then no. You're gonna have to stay above the above.
How long do you think we'd be down if we had to do some repairs? We're not too far from Knightsport.
Oh, can I roll to see how long that I think that would take, or do I have an idea?
You can make an assessment. Unless you actually have to repair it, you have to roll. Depending on how efficiently you guys work, maybe like 4 days.
4 bloody days.
I think it's going to be a little too long. I'm pretty sure these passengers of ours are on a schedule.
Well, then to conform to that schedule, what you're going to have to do is not dip under. You've got, again, a half hour of protection. Otherwise, well, we're just going to be irradiated, so it won't even matter if there's a second whale or not.
Duly noted, Kale. Duly noted. All right.
I think safety first should be a good rule to follow. I think we can afford 4 days.
I will look at Natasha and go, do you really think we can afford 4 days? The Imperium can sometimes be persistent in matters that they deem important. And I'll, again, give her one of those. I'll give her a look.
I'm gonna look over to Naomi. I think if we stop in Nightport, they're not gonna be so willing to stop there and search.
From what I hear, Nightport, it's like day and night. Depending on where we stop, we should be able to escape the Imperial's eyes. But that does pose another risk.
Alright, here's what we're going to do. Silas, I want you to plot a course for Nightport. We're going to hole up there and initiate some repairs before we head on to the remnants. We're in no condition for any more bad luck.
Roger that, sir. Setting hard for Nightport. I'll make us the fastest, efficient way there.
Thank you, sir. Ladies, we can inform you when we get there. If you would like to go back to your quarters, I think we can handle the rest from here until we get to Nightport.
Alright, I think I'm going to go rest for a little bit after that stretch. Good job, everyone. And she's gonna back out of the deck.
Naomi will follow quickly behind her like a stray puppy.
Once they get back to the room and close and lock the door, Natasha's gonna sit on the bed. They know something.
What makes you say that?
Just the way that Cyrus looks at me. It's just like he knows something.
Are you certain? Maybe he just fancies you.
I don't think it's that. With everything going on, and with the fact that they were still willing to go against Elysium, should we tell them?
Lady, are you certain? What if it's just a hunch and you're... What if they don't know anything? Wouldn't it be better to keep them in the dark?
I think they're going to great lengths to help us, far beyond what was originally expected of. I think they may deserve to know what's actually happening, but I'll sleep on it for now, and we'll see if I feel the same when I wake.
Yes. Maybe that is for the best. They said we were going to Nightport. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. There are many pirates there. Maybe we could run into Uriah's crew or associates. But if we do that, I'd rather you not reveal who you are to anyone.
Of course, I don't think I would reveal myself to anyone other than Cyrus, Silas, and Kale. Is a secret that still needs to be kept.
Of course, my lady, but we must be absolutely certain we can trust him. I fear that not even I could protect you from all of Nightport.
I'll talk to them. But for now, good night.
Good night, Natasha. Sorry.
It's quite alright. I'll see you in the morning. Be sure to get some rest yourself.
Of course. Though I fear I may not be able to tonight, with all that's going on. I'll keep an eye out on the rest of the crew.
Very well. Then Natasha's gonna fade back to sleep.
Okay, and we'll cut over to the boys.
Alright, so how long are we looking at?
Should be about 4 hours. You do have a choice to make. So Nightport does not rotate. One half is always in the sun, the other half is always in the darkness. The shade of night is where most of the scumbags are. Well, the day is still pretty corrupt, but it's much safer. You probably won't be able to get the same materials or same prices. It's under heavy taxes and whatnot. And there are Imperials who do business on that half. Well, they usually refrain from going to the other. But there are other dangers with going to the dark half, you know?
Yeah, but I think, given our cargo, the dark half is probably a safer bet. I'm trying to avoid Imperials, especially since they were probably notified. Yeah, we'll head to the dark half.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, so, Silence, we're heading to the dark half. We're not going to take any more risks than we need to with Imperials around right now, after that last maneuver.
Sounds like a great plan to me, Captain.
Plus, I think I might be able to get us some decent prices on the materials we need.
Say no more. I have a couple switches and adjust this heading a little bit.
Okay. Can we take a quick, maybe 5-minute break?
Yep.
Sure.
Awesome.
Let's catch Matt up. She's gonna play.
We can just imagine.
Live.
Alright, after a short intermission, we're back. And we have another player with us. Picking up for the role of Naomi Bishop, the bodyguard of Lady Blackbird's veteran gamer, Matty.
Hello.
Anyways. I believe when we last left off, you were discussing where and when and how long it would take to get to night.
Yes, I believe we were assuming another 4 hours or so to Nightport, that we would land nightside, and then we will find a dock with repair facilities and work out how to get this ship back up to spec before we continue on.
Right. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do before we continue? Guess
Nope.
not. So, for the rest of your trip, especially after the preceding events, it's rather uneventful. Maybe 3.5 hours in, you can see it in the distance, Sealess. It's Nightport. You've been there, you've traveled, you probably got your start around here. You're familiar enough with the area. Since you're going night side, there aren't any procedures to go through. You don't have to check in with air traffic control or anything. But there are many ships hovering around now, flying various flags. None of them appear to be Imperial, just random, travelers, smugglers, anyone who makes their home in Nightport.
Alright. Could we call in and, how do we arrange, for a slot at a dock?
So there are local towers depending on where you want to land. There isn't like one central station to contact.
Alright.
As you pull in, you get the frequency available.
This is the transport ship Owl. We're looking to find a place to dock with repair facilities. Anybody got an opening?
Yeah, this is Sector B4. What are you? What's your cargo?
Just travelers. No other.
Yeah, okay. How much you gonna pay me to go by inspections? Just skip all that.
Can I use my haggle skill
Yeah, go for it.
to determine how much? Let me see. I have haggle. I have haggle, I guess.
Go for it. Difficulty 2. This guy's pretty slummy. He just wants some cash.
Alright, I'll throw another 2 dice in it because I'm rolling horrible today. Maybe that'll help finally make one.
Sometimes it
No.
just doesn't.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So, tell me what you're offering.
I will pay, I don't know, 100 credits. Basically, I'll just say whatever. It's overboard. I don't know what the
100
pricing is.
credits? I don't know. Last guy came in here gave me 200. We do have people on standby, so you can check out your cargo, you traveler, huh? The Owl? I think I've heard that.
Yeah, we've been around, but there's no need to do any checks. I think if it's a little, we just need a little premium to get past the checks. We can do that.
So last guy gave me 200. What are you giving me again?
I think we can do that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Last I heard you lied to me, huh? You lied to me. You just admitted that you have some sort of contraband. How's about 250? Sound good to you, huh, boss? You're in charge.
Yeah, all right.
For reference, your ship has about 500. And repairs are going to be a little pricey.
Well, given the fact that I don't have a lot of haggling room here and can't make a roll, I'm gonna have to pay what we need to. I can't bring attention to ourselves right now.
All right. So, yeah, that's right. This is B4. Just why don't you pull on in? Don't worry about the gate's wide open. And as he says that, you can hear a buzzing sound on his end as he doesn't turn off his radio. you can see at the dock that there's an opening now. Gates are raising, allowing you passage. Place to park. To moor your airship.
Okay. Slide her in there, Silas. This is not going well already. Great.
Nice and easy.
So yeah, it's easy enough that you managed to dock your ship. Get her settled down so she won't be going anywhere. The man you spoke to was he approaches your ship and patiently waits for his money.
I will come on in. So, before I pay you anything, here's a list of things we need done. We got some shielding that needs updated. We got a few parts we need, fix our engine, and do some standard repairs. I need a time frame, and I need to know what the costs are going to be.
I'm sorry, boss. Do I look like an engineer? I'm just border patrol. I mean, we point you in the right direction, but I'm just here to collect my dues for a job well done. That maintenance shit, it's not me. Sorry.
Who is it then?
I mean, you look around, should be able to find a couple people. I got a friend named Tony. Do it real cheap. Real good job, too.
Tony it is, eh? Alright. So I will, I'll pay him.
He gives you a nice smile. Much obliged. Alright. Tell you what. I'll call him first thing in the morning. Or whatever morning is around here. So you sit tight, unless you want to go out and explore. Welcome to Nightport. He shakes your hand.
Thanks. I will, let everybody know. Alright, guys. So here's the deal. We need to go find a tech and a mechanic to come out here and assess the situation and get us some pricing. Kale, I leave that to you.
Oh, I can go around and get an idea of the bloody price and try to do it for cheaper. Maybe acquire things in a less than legal matter, if you get my manner of speaking, to save us a bit of coin.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to. This was a screw job to begin with. Makes me suspicious that they may have known we were coming. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I could give Kale a hand at that.
Alright. I'm gonna go find a place where we could stay for a few days that would be not too suspect.
Might I make a recommendation, Captain?
I'm all ears.
I would not recommend staying anywhere on Nightport, if you can help it. I think if you just lock up the ship doors, that would be perfectly suitable.
We good with doing the repairs with people on board? If they gotta spray us down with radiation seal. I didn't think that was too healthy.
Oh no, we can hold that off until we absolutely need to. But as far as the repairs on the other portions, engine, whatnot, as long as nobody comes in the engine room, shouldn't be a problem.
Alrighty. I will go tell Naomi and Natasha, excuse me, Mrs. We will probably take a few days to actually do the repairs. In the meantime, we're going to stay here. We may have to leave for a short period during some of the repairs, but we think it's best that we stick to the ship, not wander around aimlessly around Nightport, if you get my meaning. I think it'd be safest for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Thanks for letting us know.
Sure.
Would it be alright if we wandered out just a little bit to look around? No more than an hour or two.
I was gonna frown a little at Natasha. Are you sure that's safe?
Well, if it gives us a bit of a heading on where we can find Uriah. Right now don't have much to go on.
You make a point. I'll be there. Thank you very much, Captain.
You're welcome. But, if at all possible, I wouldn't wander too far. Can you stretch your legs? Just stretch them real close.
Okay, that sounds great.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go see if I can't get a little better deal for us. Actually, I want to go out and use my connections and Imperial Soldier stuff, but I'm trying to find out, because I've got a suspicion of things. Would it be possible to find out what the Imperial presence here is doing, if they have any knowledge of either the owl itself or the fact that Lady Blackbird might be actually on Nighthold or coming this way?
You can go out in town and do some information gathering.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find out whether anybody might know where he... I'll use connections. I can use smuggler deception, maybe.
I'll take connections and smuggler.
And smuggler, okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you give me another 50 credits or whatever, I'll give you another die.
I don't have 50 credits to give you, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm trying to save, we gotta repair this damn ship.
I don't know, just putting that one out there.
Alright, I see how you are. Alright, what's the difficulty on that? Trying to find out whether anybody knows anything.
Let's make it 2. It's pretty easy to learn stuff at night point.
Alright, so if I add all 7 of my dice, and maybe I'll make it?
I don't know. Maybe you should give me 50 credit.
No, I'll add in 2 die for 5 dice. This is getting pathetic.
Oh my... Okay, that's a pass, right?
If it was 2, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a 4 and a 5. Oh, you got
Oh my...
it.
Jesus.
It just
All
barely.
Alright.
It takes you a little while, but you talk to the locals. You almost get in a fight with some guy, but you deter him with your, I don't know, your presence. Maybe pull the name card. What were your specifications? Exactly what you're asking? Imperial presence and what else?
Yeah, I was looking for Imperial presence and whether anybody knew whether there was any specific requests for information about the owl or Lady Blackbird on Nighthold.
Right. So, from this you hear,
Or Nightport.
right, the Imperials maybe do monthly checks in on the area to make sure things aren't getting too wild. They mostly keep them themselves. There's been news buzzing around that Lady Blackbird has gone missing and they're searching for her.
Okay.
When you can tell the search party is sort of going wide. People are saying, yeah, no, I haven't seen them on Nightport yet, probably on the other end. They probably went to Haven or, stuff like that. There's sort of a wide net.
Okay.
So you shouldn't run into too many problems, but it would be good to keep an eye out.
Alright. and I'll do that. But yeah, that's fine. All right. And after that, I will just head back to the ship. I want to keep an eye on the girls.
While he's gone, I'd like to go talk to Silas. Whatever he's doing.
Silas is just doing basic maintenance around.
Yeah, so Natasha, and I guess by extension Naomi, are gonna come up. I was wondering if I could speak to you for a moment.
By all means. You don't mind a little clanking sound as you're talking to me?
No, that's perfectly fine. Have you been to Nightport before? Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I've been here a couple times. I'm a little familiar with it. Never went off exploring too much though.
I was wondering if I could ask for your help a little bit, just based on your experience.
Well, yeah, go ahead and ask if I can help you. I'll help.
Do you know any good places for finding information?
Information you seek. Well, from my experience, if you want to find information at Nightport, you just gotta go to the right places, such as bars or any place where the smugglers and scum congregate to, I don't know, have fun with each other.
Do you know any particular places?
Particularly, you say? Demi, would I know any particular places?
Yeah, sure. Feel free to just name something.
Gotcha. Well, there's the Rusty Nail. There's also the Photon. That's a little higher scale. I mean, what kind of information are you looking for?
Can I trust you with a secret?
Many people trust me with a lot of secrets.
And do you keep them?
Oh, of course.
She's gonna look over at Naomi briefly and gauge how you're feeling.
Naomi's shaking her head a little bit at this point, and eyebrows slightly furrowed. I don't know if this is such a good idea, but of course I'll defer to you on this.
Why did you decide to run past the Imperial blockade?
Well, we just don't like the Imperials that much.
Neither does Naomi. Funny coincidence.
Seems like we got stuff in common.
Is there
Seems
any
like.
particular reason?
Well, I mean, there is a list, or I could just sum it up by saying we don't get along too well.
Okay,
That's not very descriptive, is it?
Well,
Has to be some sort of-
sometimes being descriptive is just more harmful than it is good. But you can rest assured that if we were caught by the Imperials, we would just, let's say you'd be finding a new ride, I'm thinking.
So you're very invested in not interacting with the Imperials, is that what you're saying?
Mm.
Mm.
Does not do business any good and then mess with the Imperials.
Naomi will suck at her cheeks slightly, biting on them, looking back over to Natasha.
She's gonna mouth, I think I'm gonna do it.
Silas is just kind of staring at you two now. Eyes going back and forth.
You've risked a lot for our little travel.
Yeah.
I feel it's only fair for you to know I'm Lady Blackbird.
And his jaw's gonna drop a little bit. Eyes widen. Lady Blackbird, you say?
Let's keep that name quiet. Please continue to call me Natasha. That is not a safe name out here necessarily. But I am looking for Uriah Flint. And I was wanting to go out to try to find a better idea of where he might be.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, why are you looking for the Pirate King?
Do you pay attention to the news very often, Mr. Silas?
When I get the opportunity to, it's not often.
A lot of you're in the bridge, correct?
Yeah.
So if you are, you would be hearing the prompt for communication from the engine room.
Hold that thought. And he's gonna slowly back straight, not turning around, and he's gonna reach his hand behind him and fumble with buttons until he can get to the comm pad. Go ahead.
Oi, Silas, you bloody oaf. Are you ready to go yet? I've been waiting for the last 20 minutes. I've got all my materials. I've been trying to get into contact with you, meet you at the front of the bridge there before we depart.
I will be ready in a minute or two, and still not breaking eye contact with the two.
Alright. I'll be waiting outside on the walkway. Don't take too bloody long. You know how these beggars, they come up and they start begging for coins and credits and all that other stuff they try to get on the ship, and then you got stowaways. Kale out.
I understand. And he's gonna click off. And he's gonna mosey back over. Sorry about the interruption. Now, as you were saying, Natasha.
A few years ago, I was kidnapped by pirates. Was not treated well, you could say. But there was always one that kept an eye out for me, fed me, stood up for me, and in the end, helped me escape. And it was Uriah. The past few years, my family's gotten more and more protective of me, but it's just been constricting. And so I asked Naomi for her help in exchange for her true freedom, if she can help me get to Uriah and away from my family.
And he's gonna rub his chin and look back and see his chair, and he's gonna spin it around and sit down. So what you're telling me is, you contracted us to take you across the system so we could drop you off with the Pirate King.
He's a really nice pirate king, but yes, that's the short of it.
And he looks over at Naomi, and you're helping her.
Yes, of course. She's, well, mainly the reason that I got out of certain bad situations. And I owe her much.
And he'll look back at Natasha. Does Flint know that you're coming?
No. But he'll remember me, and he'll treat me well. I know it.
So this could very well be out of the out of the boiling water and into the frying pan, so to speak.
Uriah's a good man. It'll be alright. Can I trust you?
Well,
I don't want to be kidnapped again.
I guess tell you this. You won't be kidnapped again, from us at least. However, there may come a point when I may have to share this with the captain. When we are being engaged by Imperials, of course, and why we shouldn't surrender, you know, because there's other needs except for us not dying at this point.
I understand. I'll let the captain know myself.
That would be the best idea. However, I could tell you this also. We will gladly be at your disposal. Because, as I see it, as of right now, we're halfway across the system, never collected a dime, and we'd be all seriously out of pocket if something goes wrong.
I will make sure you all are well compensated for the job. Don't you worry about that.
Rest assured, we'll get you to wherever you need to go safely. Now, as far as the information you're looking for, are you looking for pirate information?
I'm looking for a location, any sort of heading, rather than, oh, he's somewhere.
Okay. Well, I hear the frackin' racket has quite a few pirates in it. That may be where you want to go.
She just nods her head and thank you. Naomi,
Yes.
are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be. And she'll look over at Silas with a serious expression. And I do trust you'll make sure to keep this a secret, at least for now. I don't want you going and squealing to anyone that she's here. Else we're gonna have some problems. Get my meaning.
Your secret is safe. In fact, I'll escort you out since I gotta get Kale in here.
Fine. Lady.
Alright. And they're gonna head off the ship and search for the Frackin' Rackin'.
Kale!
It's about bloody time.
I hope you didn't have to give too much change to these beggars around.
No, I've been swatting away with my bloody wrench the whole time.
Well, at least it lubricates the wrench.
Aye, spitting slobber from hitting him in the bloody jaw. Listen, to answer Demi's question real quick, I'm fine with if you want to stop at any point, just let us know. I know we're getting late for the East Coast folks.
Yeah, I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with a part 2 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, cool. Finish up a couple scenes and
Okay,
call
just
it.
let us know. But yeah, so... Alright, listen. So, we're gonna procure some supplies. In order for us to procure these supplies, because we're poor and dirt cheap, to put it bluntly, we're gonna engage in some petty thievery. Which isn't the best thing to do in these parts, mind you, because, well, most of the people here would kill you just for looking at them. So, what I need you to do is follow close, let me do the pilfering, and once we've done enough of that to make a little odds and ends meet, we'll look at our shopping list. Now, again, it's not the best thing I've ever participated in, and if you've got any better ideas, I'm happy to hear them, because I'd like to keep all my fingers in both my hands if I can help it. It's just a matter of we need to get this done quick. And I think thieving is going to be the best way to do it. So, any objections?
Yeah, since you're doing the pilfering and put your fingers and hands on the line, I have none.
Well, the part of this that you'll be doing is, one, keeping a lookout. There's not much authority here, but authority is is the one who wields it. One who carries the biggest stick in the area is the one who's in charge. Second, if I get into trouble, you're gonna bail me out, or you'll be down an engineer. So, any questions on what you'll need to be doing? I think it's pretty straightforward.
Well, I just figured that we'll play it by ear. If the authority comes up, I'll try to get his attention, and you can finish pilfering.
All right. So, also, best the captain not know about how I exactly procure these details. Plausible deniability and all that. Not that it matters in a lawless port such as this. But, if there's nothing else, we'll be on our way.
Nope, I don't think I have nothing else. I enjoy watching you pilfer. It's gonna be fantastic. I can see it now. You reaching over, big blade coming down. Yeah, what could go wrong?
Right, let's go then. And, we're basically gonna look for, like, I'm gonna look for easy marks to just pilfer for credits, for resale, basically, to try to work up our money count. So that we can afford the parts that I need. I'm not really sure precisely all I need, and I'm gonna cut some corners if I can, trying to just do patchwork jobs to get us through until we get paid. But the stuff that I absolutely need, or stuff that I need replacements of, I'm gonna try to purchase, and I'm gonna try to purchase that by stealing shit, to put it in the plainest terms possible.
So based on your assessment, you'd probably need, for a proper full job, you'd probably need around 650 credits, which you don't have. If you were to skip things that are necessary, that aren't entirely necessary, you know? If you were to gun deck it, you can probably get that shit down to like 450. And if you easily steal parts, you can probably get down to like 300.
I mean, we're going for the theft.
Just give me a roll. I mean, you're picking easy targets, so I'll give you that one. But it isn't exactly easy to steal it, so it's going to be difficulty 3.
Okay, so I've got burglar. I think that's about as straightforward as it gets for a plus die. Quiet and sneak. And I guess dexterous? I don't know if dexterous would help.
You don't have like sleight of hand or something?
Sleight of hand is its own trick, and it's under tricky, so it wouldn't apply. Yeah, I don't even have it, so I would quiet, sneak, and either I have quick. I don't know if that's gonna matter unless I have. Well, it's probably gonna matter if I had to run. Yeah.
I got distraction I can help him with.
Okay, yeah, you can use a distraction if you're doing a team con.
I would also occasionally, if it pertained to just kind of draw attention to somewhere else, kind of trick the eyes. I do have a shatter spell. It's petty magic, so I would perhaps shatter some glass in the area when I was trying to nick apart, if it would apply in certain cases.
Yeah, you guys got the con going on. You've done this. Yeah, this isn't a first.
Oh no,
time.
we've done it before. So. Got one from Sim, one base, one from Burglar, Quiet and Sneak. Now, is Shatter going to also apply?
Yeah, I'll take it.
6 dice. What's the difficulty? 3? I'll put 2 of my pool into it. So, 8 dice? Right? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You can describe your con and how you swindled stuff off of people in the streets.
It's a couple things very simple. Just kind of, hey, what's that? Or hit a shatter next to them and then glass will break, turn their head, and I'll pilfer something real quickly. And as I'm pretending to browse, one of the more difficult ones that requires some doing a distraction. Perhaps I try to get him to start hitting on some lady that is already on the arm of a man, while I am working to get the part from in front of the stall, perhaps cause a scene. Nearly get caught, but I do shatter a few things to kind of blind the vision and spook everybody around as we dash away.
That's right, yeah, you managed to get a clean getaway.
Right. Kind of look through what I have. So, this should cut down repair costs considerably. Of course, we'll still need to get things fixed, but they should at least get us to where we're going. Unfortunately, we'll likely have to pay for the radiation coat if they've even got something that's worth a damn. But this should be able to cut the cost quite a bit.
Well, the less money we spend, the more money we have later. Seeing that we didn't collect no money yet from our passengers, it's getting kind of tight, so...
Right, well, best would be getting back as soon as we can so I can begin to install these in the bloody ship. Get it together. It's not quite everything we're gonna need, but we'll just have to try to come up with the rest of the coin somewhere else.
Oh. Well, here it shouldn't be too hard. Maybe we can pick up some cargo.
We're short like 50 creds of what we need with the stolen stuff, right? It's like 300.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wasn't keeping track of my own math earlier.
Yeah, we're short 50 creds.
Mhm.
We
Thought
may have...
someone was.
Kind of scratch his chin. Ah.
Yeah, if we find some cargo to take, collect payment up front, or at least half, maybe that'll cover the 50.
I think the best option that we'd have, given the amount of stress we've already put on ourselves for this bloody mess, I don't think it'd be unreasonable for us to go ahead and perhaps request a bit of a fronting of payment, considering we're the ones taking her to where she wants to go. 50 credits hardly seems like a whole lot to ask for.
Well, hopefully they have it on them and it ain't at the point of destination.
We'll just have to go and see, perhaps without involving the captain, just to keep him out of that situation, huh?
Well, I don't know how much they offer for this little pleasure cruise here, but I'm sure it's worth a shot. We'll have to wait for them to get back, though. They went off to the freaking Ricken.
I'm sorry, where did you tell him to go?
What was that? Sorry.
Where did you tell him to go again? The what exactly?
The fracking racket?
You told him to go to a bloody pirate bar?
Yeah, seems they wanted to explore some of the sites and get some of the real feel of some of the pirates. So I told them the best place to go.
Oh, Silas, the captain's gonna have your bloody nuggets. Well, none of my business. I'll go back and start doing repairs on the ship.
Sounds good. Yeah, maybe I'll go to the bar so I can kind of catch them a little early. Man. Then when I get back, I'll give you a hand.
Preferably two, but be safe. Hate to have one of the crewmen fly instead.
We'll see how that goes. With that, he'll start walking towards the pirate bar.
And Kale headed back to the ship.
Aye.
Yep. So let's... Okay. Naomi and Natasha make their way to the bar. Silas is hot on their trail, while Kale and the good old captain make their way back to the ship. And we'll cut it there. Stay tuned for episode 2 of Lady Blackbird, coming soon to theaters near you.